those of you who don't know me, my name is Sensei Hamza. I've been at Code Ninjas for about 3 months now, and I've really enjoyed getting to know and working with every single one of you. As you guys know, we can't really be in the dojo right now, so I did some thinking and I thought it'd be great if we could work on some Scratch games together. So that's what we'll be doing until the dojo opens up in the near future. I'll be guiding you guys through different Scratch games, and hopefully you guys will be able to play them and show them to your families at the end. So today, we'll be creating the water bottle flip game. Let's get right into it. Alright everyone, so as I said earlier, we'll be using Scratch to create the water bottle flip game. The first thing you need to do is open up Scratch at scratch.mit.edu and sign in. After you sign in, you can hit the create button, usually in the top left, and hit, just hit the create button and hit new project. It'll take you to this page that we're at right now. So the first thing we need to do once you get to this page is you want to hit the choose a sprite button and try to find the water bottle that we'll be using. So you can type in water, and the closest thing they have to a water bottle is this glass water, so we'll just use that for now. Let's put that on here. Also, you can get rid of this cat, you don't need it. So after that, you want to have like a table or something that you can flip the water bottle on. So let's hit choose a backdrop, and let's type in table, and they have what looks like a party table, so we'll just use this. And you can put the water bottle there. So the first thing we need is, we're obviously going to have the when the flag is clicked, because that signals when the game starts. We're going to have broadcast. So when you start the game's going to tell you to flip the bottle. So let's type that. Flip the bottle. Okay. And then you want to give whoever's playing the game some instructions. So let's go to say using the space bar, because you'll see later that we're going to flip the water bottle with the space bar. Flip the bottle 10 times to win. Okay, so let's hit start the game. Let's see what happens. So right now we didn't really code anything, but we have when you hit the start button, using the space bar, flip the bottle 10 times to win. Okay, it's not really a water bottle, but that's the closest we could find, so we'll use that. The next thing you want to do is you want to go to events and hit when I receive. When I receive, flip the bottle. So when the glass water receives the signal to flip the bottle, this is what it's going to do. It's going to go to X 0 and Y -95. Okay, and then it's also going to point in the direction. Let's see. Point in the direction 90. So let's just hit the start button and see what happens. So it does that, and it goes here, and it points in the direction 90, and it says using the spacebar flip the bottle. Alright, so it does everything we told it to do so far. Let's keep going. So for this game, we're going to need to create 2 variables. The first variable we're going to need to create is, we're going to call it flips. So this will be the score variable. It'll show the player the amount of flips they have. The second variable we'll create is, we'll call it Y for Y value for now. And we only need to show one of these. We only need to show the flip. The Y value we'll be using for code, and the flips is just showing the score to the player. So after that, we want to set the Y value, the variable Y value, to set Y value to 0. So we're initializing it to 0, and it's going to change over time. Wait until is the next line. Wait until the key space is pressed. So this line of code is telling the glass water to not do anything until the space key is pressed, because the space key signals when we're going to flip the water bottle. So once the space key is pressed, we want to change that Y variable. Let's change it to 15. So let's set the Y variable to 15. And then let's get a loop in here. So we need a repeat until loop. We want to get the less than. And then we need the Y position variable. So -96. So you're probably wondering why I chose the number -96. So if you go over here, when you move it around, you get a different Y value and a different X value. so when you put it on the table, the y value is negative 69. But if I brought it down a little bit more to make it more similar to a real table, we get negative 96. So when the space key is pressed, we're gonna repeat until the y value we're gonna repeat this loop until the y position is less than negative 96, which means it goes down. That's what that means. So in this loop, we're gonna change the change the y position by the y variable. So change y by y variable. And then we also want to turn 10 degrees. Okay. So then the next thing we need is an if statement. So let's go to control. Let's hit if, and let's also get the else one because we're gonna have different conditions in this if loop. So here we need, again, if the space key is pressed, we need change the y by negative. Okay. So y value by negative 0.5. Okay, so basically what this does is it's telling the glass water if the space key is pressed. So that means if you're pressing the space key to flip the water, you want to change the y value by negative 5, and the y value is what the y position is going to be. So this is the code that's making the bottle flip, because you're changing the y value. You're pushing the bottle up and you're going to spin it. So and if the space key is not pressed, you want to change the y by negative 1.25. Okay. Okay, so after that, so this is the first bit of code. So we just did a lot of code. Let's test out what happens from here. So let's hit the start button, and then I'm gonna hit the space bar. So we hit the space bar. Okay. So it seems to be spinning the bottle, which is this code that we created right here, which is good. And it lands the bottle, which is also good. This is a good start to what we want to do. Just do it a couple more times and see what happens. So yeah, it's pretty much doing. And also, the longer you hold the space bar, the more it spins. And the reason for that is because if the space is pressed, then change the y value by this, and the y value variable is what we're changing the y position by. So, okay. So obviously so when we flip the bottle, it's only flipping it and then landing it. Nothing else really happens. So let's change that. Let's make it more of a game, because right now it's just there. It's not really a game. So let's go to set y to negative 94, so that it goes up, and then we need an if statement now. So to make it more of a game, we need a big if statement, because we need to. So there's a lot of different things that could happen. They could land it up, they could land it upright, or they could land it sideways. So obviously if they land it upright, then it counts for a flip. But if they don't land it upright, then it doesn't count for a flip. So we need an if else is actually wrong. So we need an if then else. So the first condition in the if is going to be about the direction. So let's grab an operator. Let's grab this, and then let's grab these guys. So I'll explain this in a second. That's not one. Okay. So let's get that in there, let's get that in there, and then we need this one. Alright, so let's get the direction variable, and I'll explain what this does in a second. Alright, so this line of code is giving the player a little bit of leeway. If you go to flip the water bottle, it's very hard for you to get it exactly 90 degrees straight. 90 degrees again means that it's straight. So it's very hard to actually do that. So what you want to do is you want to give the player a little bit of leeway. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, you know what, if it's between 70, so if it's 70s right here, it's between 70 and 120, we'll give the player the benefit of the doubt and we'll let them win. And we'll let them get a flip. So once you get to this point in the game, you can try it. You can try it yourself and see if you can get it exactly 90 degrees. I don't think you'll be able to. It's really hard. So if we make it between 70 and 110, then it'll be a lot easier for the player and they'll enjoy playing the game. So that's what we're gonna do. So in this if statement, we're gonna put, so if it's between 70 and 110, we're gonna put change the flips by 1 because we're gonna count that as a flip. And we're also gonna say nice job. But we also can't just have the bottle look like this and say that they won. We have to make sure the bottle is straight when they flip it, even if it's between 70 and 110. So to make the bottle straight, we're gonna use a repeat until loop, which is right here. And we need some operators. So we're gonna use the equal for the loop and the round function. Okay, so we're gonna round the direction. I'll explain this repeat loop once I put the code for everything. I'm gonna use the turn. This part's a little complicated, but I'll explain. So 90 minus direction. Okay, so for this part of the if statement, we have if once you flip the water bottle, it's between 70 degrees and 110 degrees. We're gonna change the flips by 1, increase their score. We're gonna say nice job because that means they flipped the bottle. And we're also gonna have to make sure the bottle is straight when it lands there. So once it lands, we're gonna change it so that it goes straight. So to do that, we're going to turn the bottle 90 minus the direction divided by 3 degrees until the direction is close to 90. So we're gonna round the direction. So once the direction is somewhere near 90, like 89 or 91, we're gonna make it 90 and it's gonna be straight because in the direction, 90 is straight. So we're gonna do that. But if they don't land, so now we're gonna go to the second part of the if statement. If they don't land between 70 and 110, if it's like 180, then obviously they're nowhere near winning because 180 is like this. That's nowhere near it being straight. We're going to say try again because that means that they didn't get it. So try again, and we're also not going to change the flip by anything. So we're going to do change flips by 0. Okay, so we pretty much have most of the game done. We're just missing one little piece, which is what if the player hits 10. So in the directions I had, you guys could change it to whatever you want using the space bar, flip the bottle 10 times to win. So if the player does get 10 flips, so let's put that in using an operator equal to 10. If the flips are equal to 10, then let's say congratulations. Really didn't spell that right. Congratulations. You won. They did a really good job. They got 10 flips. That's pretty hard to do. And then let's also reset the game. So to reset the game, we could reset it by just resetting the variable flips. So let's change, oh no, let's not. We don't need to change. Let's set flips to 0. So if the player gets 10 flips, that means they won, and let's restart the game by setting the flips to 0. So that's pretty much all the code for the water bottle flip game. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you guys show it to your family, friends, and your brothers and sisters, everybody else, to brighten up their days in this time. Make sure you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.